So today, first of all, we will see what do we understand by a computable problem, what is a non-computable problem, and what are the different classes with which we can represent these computable problems and non-computable problems. So what is a computable problem? So for many different algorithms or problems that exist in the real world today, बहुत सारी problems ऐसी हैं जो real world में exist करती हैं आज, उनके लिए functions या solutions already available हैं. For example, sorting, searching, they can be for a small amount of data, they can be for very large amount of data, and बहुत सारी algorithms available हैं. So सबसे पहली बात क्या है कि we already are familiar with many problems or functions that are computable. हम जानते हैं कि हम उनको कंप्यूट कर सकते हैं या उनके ऊपर डिसीजन ले सकते हैं. इसका मीनिंग क्या है? इसका मीनिंग है that there exists some algorithm that computes an answer or output to any instance of the problem. तो हमें मालूम है अगर हमने कोई n नंबर ऑफ इनपुट्स दिया तो हम लोग उसमें से आइटम को सर्च भी कर सकते हैं और आइटम को सॉर्ट भी कर सकते हैं. उसके लिए अलग अलग एल्गोरिदम्स अवेलेबल हैं. So there exists some algorithm that computes an answer to any instance of the problem. What they have given is a very simple problem, that is f of x is equals to x plus 1. That is basically computing the x plus 1 in a finite number of steps. But what I am suggesting is a slightly complex problem, but it is not that complex that we do not have a solution for that. That is searching or sorting. So when you have an algorithm, that means we have a solution to a problem, that too in finite number of steps. Finite का मतलब ये नहीं है कि बहुत कम steps में, but finite means something that is going to produce a result, definite result. तो अगर ऐसी कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जिनके लिए ऑलरेडी एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट करती है, हम लोग उनको कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम्स बोलते हैं. So those are called computable problems. These are also known as tractable problems. आपके सिलेबस के स्टार्टिंग में यूनिट का नाम है ट्रैक्टेबल प्रॉब्लम. So these are computable problems are also known as tractable problems, जिनके लिए ऑलरेडी एक एल्गोरिदम जो है एग्जिस्ट करता है. So are there certain problems for which absolute solution does not exist? Yet there are also problems and functions that are non-computable, यानी हम लोग उनको finite number of steps में compute नहीं कर सकते हैं. One. Second, there exists no algorithm that can compute an answer to all the inputs in finite number. यानी एक ऐसा solution exist करता है जो कि एक स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू ऑफ n, यानी n इज इक्वल टू कुछ भी हो सकता है, तब तक सॉल्व कर पाता है. लेकिन जब उसके बियॉन्ड चला जाता है तब बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है कि वो भी फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स में उसको कंप्यूट कर पाए. तो ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? उनको हम लोग नॉन कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम्स बोलते हैं. द प्रॉब्लम्स फॉर विच वी आर नॉट एबल टू फाइंड एन एल्गोरिदम, जिनको हम लोग फाइनाइट नंबर में सॉल्व कर सके. तो अब उन्होंने एक प्रॉब्लम का एग्जाम्पल भी दिया है कि व्हाट इज अ प्रॉब्लम दैट इज नॉन कंप्यूटेबल इज कॉल्ड अ हॉल्टिंग प्रॉब्लम इन द ट्यूरिंग मशीन. इट इज बियॉन्ड द स्कोप ऑफ दिस लेक्चर कि अभी मैं आपको ये एक्सप्लेन करूं कि ट्यूरिंग मशीन क्या है और हॉल्टिंग प्रॉब्लम क्या है. लेकिन मैं आपको इतना बता सकता हूं दैट अ ट्यूरिंग मशीन इज बेसिकली यूज्ड इन कंप्यूटर साइंस to decide whether the problem or the solution to a problem is final or not, correct or not. इसमें बहुत सारी स्टेट्स दी जाती हैं. हम लोग एक इनिशियल स्टेट से इनपुट को लेते हैं और काम करते हैं, एंड विद एवरी स्टेप हम लोग स्टेट चेंज होती है, इनपुट उसकी चेंज होती है, एंड वी टेक द डिसीजंस. जब मशीन एंड पर पहुंच जाती है, यानी इनपुट खत्म हो जाती है, तब हम चेक करते हैं उसकी करंट स्टेट को. अगर वो करंट स्टेट फाइनल स्टेट है तो आंसर है या नहीं. तो ट्यूरिंग मशीन में एक स्पेशल प्रॉब्लम है जिसको हम लोग हॉल्टिंग प्रॉब्लम बोलते हैं, एंड हॉल्टिंग प्रॉब्लम comes under the category of non computable problems. That means अभी भी आज भी there does not exist any definite algorithm which can solve it in a finite period for a very large input. ठीक है, तो given a description of a Turing machine and its initial input, determine whether the program when executed in this input ever halts. जैसे कि एक फाइनाइट नंबर इनफाइनाइट लूप लग जाता है, तो इनफाइनाइट लूप कभी भी हॉल्ट नहीं करता है. सो देयर आर सर्टेन केसेस फॉर दैट कि कुछ इनपुट्स के लिए हॉल्टिंग प्रॉब्लम जो है वो कंप्यूटेबल नहीं है. द अल्टरनेटिव क्या है इस चीज का? द अल्टरनेटिव इज दैट इट रन्स फॉर एवर विदाउट हॉल्टिंग. मतलब आप एक चीज को फॉर एवर चलने के लिए छोड़ दें, मतलब वो कभी हॉल्ट ही नहीं होगा, उसको हमेशा के लिए चलने के लिए छोड़ दें. द हॉल्टिंग प्रॉब्लम इज about seeing if the machine will ever come to a halt when the certain input is given, or if it will finish running. But that is not a feasibility, but in certain cases we do that, we allow the machine to. तो अभी तक like I said we will discuss the different classes, लेकिन अभी तक हमने सिर्फ दो चीजें देखी हैं, what is called the computable problem and what is called the non-computable problem. कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम्स फॉर विच एक एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट करता है जिसको यूज करके हम लोग फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स में उसको खत्म कर सकते हैं. एंड द सेकंड वन इज नॉन कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम जिसके लिए अभी एक ऐसा एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है जिसके लिए हम लोग एक फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स में उसका सॉल्यूशन निकाल सकते. The next is how do we prove whether something an algorithm is computable or whether an algorithm or a solution to that problem is non-computable. तो हम लोग computability कैसे prove करते हैं? We can show that a problem is computable by describing a procedure and proving that the procedure always terminates and always producing an answer. तो हमने क्या basically prove करना है कि हम जिस प्रॉब्लम की बात कर रहे हैं उसके लिए एक प्रोसीजर या एक फंक्शन एग्जिस्ट करता है जिसको हम लोग यूज करके करेक्ट आंसर दे सकते हैं विद इन अ फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स. तो बेसिकली ये लिमिटेड किस चीज पर है? इट इज एनफ टू प्रोवाइड अ कन्विंसिंग आर्ग्यूमेंट. हमें सिर्फ एक कन्विंसिंग आर्ग्यूमेंट देना है सच दैट कि एक प्रोसीजर एग्जिस्ट करता है. To finding the actual procedure is not necessary. हमें वो actual procedure समझाना जरूरी नहीं है, हमें सिर्फ एक proof देना है कि yes, for such an algorithm, if I use this, I can find the answer in finite number of time. इसको कई बार हम लोग correctness proof भी बोल सकते हैं. तो ये कैसे prove होता है कि अगर आपके पास already एक problem है, मैं repeat कर रहा हूँ, इसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना है. आपके पास ऑलरेडी एक प्रॉब्लम है विच इज अ कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम, और अगर आप प्रूव कर सको कि आपकी ये जो नया सॉल्यूशन है, नई प्रॉब्लम है, इट इज रिलेटेबल टू द अदर प्रॉब्लम विच इज ऑलरेडी अ कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम, देन इट इज एनफ दैट यू हैव प्रूव्ड दैट दिस इज आल्सो अ कंप्यूटेबल प्रॉब्लम. टू शो दैट अ प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट कंप्यूटेबल, अब हमने क्या दिखाना है कि प्रॉब्लम नॉन कंप्यूटेबल है. उसके लिए हमें क्या करना है? बेसिकली वी वांट टू शो दैट नो एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट्स टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम. उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए अभी कोई भी डेफिनेट डिटर्मिनिस्टिक एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती है. सिंस देयर आर एन इनफाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ पॉसिबल प्रोसीजर्स, अब इतने ज्यादा प्रोसीजर्स अवेलेबल है, तो अब मैं हर प्रोसीजर के लिए तो नहीं प्रूव करूंगा कि ये सारे प्रोसीजर यूज नहीं किए जा सकते हैं इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए. तो मैं क्या करूंगा इंस्टेड, मैं कैसे प्रूव करूंगा कि एक प्रॉब्लम नॉन कंप्यूटेबल है? मैं प्रूव करूंगा बाय वी नीड टू कंस्ट्रक्ट एन आर्ग्यूमेंट शोइंग दैट इफ देयर वर एनी एल्गोरिथम, हम ये प्रूव करेंगे कि अगर उसके लिए कोई ऐसा प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट, सॉल्यूशन एग्जिस्ट या एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट करता है, it would lead to contradiction. उससे contradiction आ जाएगी. अगर मैं ये चीज प्रूव कर देता हूं तो then it becomes a proof for non-computability. So here are some of the examples that have been given for what are computable problems and what are non-computable problems. The next thing that we will study in this lecture, for which I am not going to use the notes, is different classes of the algorithm. अब मैं उसको समझाने के लिए notes की help नहीं लूंगा. I will basically use a whiteboard to explain the different set of classes that exist. ठीक है? So let's first of all move to the whiteboard. Like I said, I'll be using the whiteboard to explain the different set of classes of representing the complexity of an algorithm. So we have, to begin with, we have two types of algorithms. One that can be solved in polynomial time, and ones that can be solved in exponential time. Exponential time basically means a lot of time. So which are the algorithms that can be solved in polynomial time? I will list 3 or 4 of them. One is linear search. One is binary search. The other one can be like merge sort. And one can be like matrix multiplication. So what is the complexity of these algorithms in polynomial time? Like for linear search, the complexity is n. For binary search, it is a log of n. For merge sort, it is n log n. And for matrix multiplication, it is very high in terms of n3. But still, these are easy to solve. Even though it is n cube, it is not that difficult or does not take too much of time to solve. But on the other hand, we have exponential time problems, such as we have already done in this subject, that is knapsack problem, traveling salesman problem, graph coloring problem. So some of these you have not done because these are advanced topics. So what is the complexity of a knapsack problem is 2 power n. 2 power n and 2 power n. Now 2 power n is extremely large complexity. If the value of n increases to too much, for example, let's say this much, then you can imagine what is the value of 2 power n. And if it increases even further, then just imagine what is the value of 2 power n. And if I substitute this n here, 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 or this is going to be large as well. For example, if I say this, but it is still very less as compared to 2 power n. So these are the set of problems in which the you can say the time taken grows exponentially. And once the n becomes extremely large, then these set of exponential problems become very hard to solve. So basically, to begin with, what we are saying is that we have two set of problems. One are called polynomial time algorithms, and the other are called non-polynomial or exponential time algorithms, not non-polynomial. I'm not going to that. So polynomial time and exponential time. I hope this thing is very clear to you. Now we are going to start with the formal definition of the various you can say classes of complexities of the algorithms. The first one is called P, which is known as polynomial time algorithms. So which algorithms actually come in the category of polynomial time? So algorithms that come under the category of P are the ones for which deterministic algorithm is available that can produce output in polynomial time. So that means P is a set of problems for which an algorithm is available that can produce the output in polynomial time. So there is a new term which we have encountered in here is called deterministic algorithm. So what is a deterministic algorithm? If I say if n is equal to something like this, then what are we supposed to do? Else do this thing while the value of n is greater than 0, do these steps and so on. This set of algorithms is called deterministic algorithm. That means, yes, I know exactly what to do. I repeat, this is where I know exactly what to do is called a deterministic algorithm. And these are solvable in polynomial time. So all these problems that have deterministic solution and can be solved in polynomial time comes under the category of P, that is polynomial time algorithms. Now we are going to try and understand what is NP algorithm. NP algorithms are group of algorithms which do not have deterministic algorithms, but we have non-deterministic algorithms that can be solved in polynomial time. So this is the difference between P and NP. So in case of let's say P, we had a deterministic, already known algorithm that can solve it in polynomial time. But in case of NP, we can solve it in polynomial time, but it is a non-deterministic algorithm. Now, what is a non-deterministic algorithm? For example, if I am doing something like traveling salesman. So this is a traveling salesman. There are certain steps. Now here I gave D is equal to choice. Make some choice, please. So whatever the choice you do, that will be assigned to D. Now, what is this choice? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. So that is this particular step is non-deterministic. All other steps are deterministic, but this step is non-deterministic. And we can have more non-deterministic steps in here. So a minimum of one non-deterministic step is there. I know what to do, but I don't know how to do it. But I say that this is going to, or this step is actually going to take polynomial time. I am assuming it that this is going to take some polynomial time. So basically what happens is that if I assume that this is going to take polynomial time, then the overall complexity of this algorithm will also be a polynomial time complexity, but this is a non-deterministic algorithm. But this is a non-deterministic algorithm. algorithm. Is it clear? So I hope you are able to understand what is the difference between the NP and the P. So what is the relationship between P and NP? So the next obvious question that comes to our mind is, what is the difference between a P and a NP? Is that the P is a subset of NP. Is it clear? And why this is a small level research topic? ये बहुत बड़ा research topic नहीं है, but this is a slightly easier research topic is that we have a NP problem for which we have a non-deterministic algorithm. And once for the same problem, if in future we are able to convert this into a deterministic algorithm, if we are able to convert this into a deterministic algorithm, then this problem will also become part of P. So it will, from NP, it will come to P. So we have a large set of NP problems. And whenever we start finding, or we keep finding the deterministic solutions for that, so that means it becomes NP. So what basically happens is that the P keeps on growing. P बढ़ता ही जाएगा. P बढ़ क्यों रहा है? Because continuous research से क्या हो रहा है कि हमारी NP problems जो हैं, they are getting converted into P, because we are able to find the deterministic solution to the non-deterministic algorithms. P are very easy algorithms. NP are slightly hard algorithms. So NP is also easy, but not as easy as the P algorithms. Okay. There are many topics that we are not going to touch today. We will discuss these. Means how we can go from non-deterministic to deterministic, and how from one level to another level. That definitely we will discuss, but we are not going to discuss those today. Okay. So now, do any other category of these algorithms do exist? Yes, they do exist, and that is something that we are going to discuss today as well. वो भी हम आज ही discuss करेंगे. That category is called NP hard problems. So what is the definition of a NP hard problem? These are the hardest problems. These are the hardest problems, और ये वो problems हैं जिनके लिए हमारे पास we have no solution at all. We do not have any solution at all. ना तो हमारे पास इनके लिए deterministic solution है, ना तो हमारे पास इनके लिए non deterministic solution है. हमारे पास ऐसी कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जिनके लिए अभी हमारे पास कोई भी सॉल्यूशन एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, एंड दीज आर वेरी हार्ड प्रॉब्लम्स टू सॉल्व, बट वी आर वर्किंग ऑन these problems. So we call them as a category called NP hard problems. Is it clear? So what is the second set of algorithms that we had was NP problems. Very simple. So in between the NP and NP hard, we have another set of problems which is known as NP complete problems. So we have NP hard, we have NP, and in the middle what we have is NP complete problem. So what is an you can say NP complete problem? NP complete problems are the ones which cannot be solved in polynomial time. हम लोग उनको सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते हैं, हम लोग उनका एल्गोरिदम नहीं बना सकते हैं, लेकिन हम लोग उसको वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं, वेरीफाएबल यानी उनको वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं इफ इन पॉलिनोमियल टाइम। हम लोग उसका रिजल्ट जो है वो वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं विद इन अ पॉलिनोमियल टाइम, और हम लोग उसकी एक नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक एल्गोरिदम भी बना सकते हैं। ओके, सो हम लोग उसकी एक नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक एल्गोरिदम बना सकते हैं। दैट नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक एल्गोरिदम में नॉट बी सॉल्वेबल इन पॉलिनोमियल टाइम, बट इट इज वेरीफाएबल इन द पॉलिनोमियल टाइम। तो इससे हमने ये जो 3 क्लासेस बनाई हैं, इन पे क्या इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है, अब हम लोग वो देखें। सो इनिशियली द रिसर्च बिगिंस विद a problem which is a NP hard problem. The next level that we reach for, this has not been drawn that well, so I'll just redraw this one. That is it. So this is NP, this is NP hard, and there exists a certain group of problems that come in here, which are known as NP complete. So these are known as NP complete. So that means they both come under the category of NP hard as well as NP. Okay. So what is NP hard? NP hard is something that is not solvable. That is not solvable in polynomial time. Okay, but then what is NP complete? It is also not solvable in polynomial time, but it is satisfiable in polynomial time. अब ये satisfiability क्या होती है, reducibility क्या होती है, that we will discuss in future. मतलब हम किसी को satisfy कर सकते हैं कि ये जो solution है, जो उसको satisfy करना है कि this is the right solution, that satisfaction is possible in polynomial time. Solution is not possible in polynomial time. But to satisfy or to prove it to someone that this is the correct answer, it is possible in polynomial time. So for that set of problems are called NP complete. And when we are able to draw the non-deterministic algorithms for the same, अब हम next step जा रहे हैं, हम NP hard से, NP hard means not solvable, not satisfiable. NP complete means not solvable, but they are satisfiable in polynomial time. Then we can jump from NP hard to NP complete to NP. NP means we are now able to find a non-deterministic algorithm for the same problem. अब हमें पता चल गया है कि इस algorithm का non-deterministic algorithm क्या होगा, and it is solvable in polynomial time. So that will come into this category. So we started from this, we move to this, and then we move to NP. Now, can we move from NP to P? Yes, when this non-deterministic will be converted into a deterministic algorithm. जब हम इसके लिए भी एक deterministic algorithm बना लेंगे, and that is solvable in polynomial time, then that will become P. That is step number 4. So what is the research? Research is having a problem in hand, NP hard, and can we in future we reach here? That is the research. क्या ऐसा हो भी सकता है? उसके लिए हमारे पास अलग अलग थ्योरम्स दी गई हैं, आपके सिलेबस में भी है कुक्स थ्योरम, हम लोग वो भी सब पढ़ेंगे। हम लोग रेड्यूसिबिलिटी भी पढ़ेंगे, क्या होती है, सेटिस्फायबिलिटी क्या होती है, अब वो भी पढ़े। आज के लेक्चर में जो हमने पढ़ा है वो यही है कि कंप्यूटेबिलिटी क्या है, नॉन कंप्यूटेबिलिटी क्या है, फिर हमने पढ़ा कि व्हाट इज एनपी हार्ड, एनपी complete, simple NP, and what is P, and is NP is equal to P, तभी हो सकता है सब कुछ, या हम बढ़ सकते हैं। अगर हमें हमें काम शुरू करने से पहले यही श्योर नहीं है कि इसका पॉलिनोमियल टाइम सॉल्यूशन बन भी सकता है कभी कि नहीं, तो व्हाई एम आई वर्किंग ऑन दिस एल्गोरिथम। हम वर्क ही तब करते हैं जब ये सब हो सकता है, तो दैट इज द प्रूफ वेदर इट इज सेटिस्फाइबल और रिड्यूसेबल और नॉट, तो हम लोग उसके ऊपर भी काम करेंगे। ठीक है, सो दिस इज इट फॉर द lecture. With this we come to the end of the lecture today.